Right, we are officially live. August 1st, 2020, peeps. Good to see ya. About to do a plum stream. Want to talk to you all about what's been going in this week of plumbing with everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing a little bit of a camera setup difference from before. I don't know if I should make it a bit higher. Let me see. We got two people hanging out. What's going on, peeps? Hope you're doing well. Shouldn't have touched it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Almost there. All right. Very professional, huh? What's going on? How's everybody doing? What's going on in the world? Let's talk everything plumbing related. This is your opportunity to just pop in, ask me any questions that you may have plumbing related. We have a few things to talk about. First things first. Then, what's going on, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. How are you? How's everything in Oregon? How are the numbers with COVID? Vectra, I talked to you a couple of weeks ago in the stream about an interview for my apprenticeship. I got the job starting 2 weeks Monday. Vectra, awesome. So happy to hear. That is fantastic news. Vectra, I think you were really nervous about everything. How did the interview go? Was it nerve-wracking or was it straightforward? Thank you for the thumbs up, peeps. If you could hit that thumbs up button, that does me a great service. So please, if you can, that'd be fantastic. It was really good and interesting. Awesome. How was it interesting, Vectra? What sort of questions did you get? Good. Ryan's working. We are actually in the hot tub. Congrats on the job. Awesome, guys. Enjoy the hot tub. You deserve it. You are hardworking individuals, man. I can only imagine. I saw a couple of weeks ago Ryan and Emma, everybody's working on the weekend because of a mainline burst or something like that. And woo, there's a lot of digging. A lot of digging. So you all deserve some time in the hot tub. He didn't even really ask me much about my skills and wanted to focus on building me up in all areas. Vectra, that sounds pretty good. I assume that you told them that you were, that was crazy, Vince. That was, I saw that. Everybody was in the mud. Vectra, I assume you told them that you were a first year. In other words, you were really green and that there wasn't a lot of skill that you were bringing to the table. You were just bringing person power, human power. That's all you were bringing. Yeah, I did tell them that. Good, Vectra. That honestly, honesty's the way to go, because I think I was telling you that as soon as somebody touches the tools and we see the way you're working, you know, experienced individuals will know right away where you're at in regards to the skill and in regards to the work. So being honest is the best way to go. Best way to go. So I'm really glad that happened. What else did you say? I gotta go, Kenny. Thanks for the help. Vectra, have a good weekend. It's a long weekend here. I hope you have fun. Just be safe. That's all. The poor homeowner had to redo the whole yard. Construction debris was buried 3 feet deep all over the job. Oh my goodness, man. Construction debris can be such a pain in the butt, man. When you start digging your yard because of gardening or whatever, and in this case, doing your main line, it really is kind of a nasty kind of gig. You just realize how much garbage there is under the earth because of people not cleaning up job sites. When you find bricks and stuff like that, it kind of just, I don't know, it kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth, but I know that that's the way they handle it, unfortunately. Do you guys have a long weekend there, Ven? Like, do you have a 3-day weekend this weekend, or is that just here in Canada? Because we have Monday off as well. It's a statutory holiday, I think, so we're living it up. A lot of people have gone to cottages. Yes, we're interviewed a journeyman this week. We will see. Fingers crossed. He wants to come work with us. Oh, all right. No long weekend for the Vens. Awesome, Vens. You did an interview. Awesome. Well, hopefully that works out. I mean, man, finding person power right now is super important. I don't know about you all, but it got super busy for us here in Ontario. I don't know what happened. It just got kind of crazy, and all of a sudden we were busy at work. Even before Toronto kind of opened up, it just got bananas. And then Dad and I have been sweating every single day, you know, like it's just roughing, and then you have service, and then new roughings, and, you know, it's just the whole jazz. It's a blessing and a curse, as I like to say. You know, it's good to be busy, but sometimes, man, it could be a pain in the butt. Are you all safe in Oregon right now, Vens? Are you wearing masks? Like, what's the protocol there? Dad and I are wearing masks basically every day. Most places in Ontario, well, I haven't had another journeyman in a long time. Nice, Vens. That's the way to do it. And honestly, I think the hardest part is finding not just a journeyman or journeywoman, just finding somebody reliable, right? Somebody that you can trust with the truck, trust with the tools, and can actually do the work you're looking for them to do. Sometimes it's babysitting, having a babysit, especially a journey person is, man, that could be super frustrating. So I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that's the worrying part about hiring an additional individual, you know what I mean? So here in Ontario, a lot of bylaws are kind of being added where you have to wear masks indoors now if you're going to a public place. Will you guys ever hire another plumber? Vens, that's the plan. That's the game plan. But, again, we're nervous about those things I was just describing, which is you're looking for somebody really reliable, obviously, somebody that knows their way around the tools and around the work and the vast amount of work we do. We don't only do, service. We do get into the rough-in phase. And if we get somebody too developed in rough-ins and not service, that's a problem, and vice versa, that's a problem as well. So it's going to be a balancing act, but we're hoping to. That's the game plan. I think once it settles down, I'm going to start having conversations about that because I think we can hire one more person, and then maybe I can take on the role of trying to find more work to keep the company busy because we're always worried about it getting too quiet and having to let somebody go after we just spent the time, filtering them through the process and figuring out if they're the right person, you know what I mean? That's the worry for us. How about you all? Is it, are you, when's the last time you had a journey person? A few years back, I think you did. Deontay, what's going on? Peeps, by the way, my EP went live this morning. That's what you're worried about, hiring a new journey person. Yeah. Lady Moore, what's going on? How you doing? That's always the fear. I think that's always the fear because you need somebody qualified. I mean, it's hard work, man. It's hard work finding the right people. Building a team is extremely difficult work. So kudos to you for trying. That's the hope over here as well. Chris, bro, what's happening? Chris, thank you for checking out the EP. I appreciate that. Whoa. Sorry, guys. Second time. Got to calm this down. Okay, so peeps, just want to quickly say my EDM EP, my music album came out this morning. So anywhere you go, anywhere you stream music, type in OMG TPH. Sorry, Vince. Sorry about that. OMG TPH, or just type in my name, Kenny Molotov, and you'll be able to see my 15-minute EP. It's 4 songs long. I rap, I composed, I produced, I mixed, mastered, everything. I even wrote the lyrics, everything to that EP. It was a tremendous amount of work. If you could check it out, that would mean the world to me. Love you all. Let's talk plumbing. Good. How are you just finished second class of residency? Tired. Okay, the elegant plumber. I hear that. Lady Moore, that's right. All right. Hold on. Let me see. How long does it take your body to get used to the work of plumbing? Deontay, for me, it took a couple of years, I ain't gonna lie, because Dad and I go through a vast variety of work. In the service side of things, when you're doing cabinetry work, like when you're working under sinks, that's a certain type of physicality. And then when you start doing stuff like cast iron, which doesn't happen every day, then you start lugging around heavier materials. If you're ever doing trenches and digging, that's another thing. So it takes a couple of years, especially on the service side, to touch everything. And once you start touching everything, that's when your body kind of develops the way it needs to. So Deontay, I'd say 1 or 2 years to get to the right spot. And then once you get good at the skills, there's an additional level of building your body to that, because then you start working on endurance as well. So Deontay, it's a little bit of a process, but you will get there, my friend. No stress. Appreciate it, Vens. Congrats on the EP. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. Victor! Victor, what's going on? Vic, did you pop the question, or what's happening there, man? You were telling us that you were thinking about popping a question. Man, I hope your lady's not watching this with you. Did I just blow the cover, man? I hope not. Woo, I should shut my mouth. I'm worried now, Vic. She's mad at you, Vic. Vic, you know what'll settle that? A big fat ring will settle that, Vic. That's what's going to settle that. So I hope you guys are okay. I hope whatever she's mad at you about, y'all settle down about that. Vic, my EP's live. I hope you checked it out. If you haven't, go to anywhere you stream music. If you have iTunes, if you have Spotify, Google Play, whatever, check it out. Oh man, drama. That's right, Vens. We got all sorts of drama. We got into a bad argument today. Vic, I don't know about you, but every once in a while, you got to get into a good argument. Every once in a while, just to reestablish boundaries, like the kind of argument where you're both limping away from it, just a good, decent argument. You know what I'm saying? Drop cloth as background. True Reno, dude. Appreciate it, Luigi. Appreciate it. Supposed to be good for sound. I'm not sure, but we are in the works of trying to figure out if we're going to be doing live streams or plum streams in a different setting, sort of thing. So, yeah, drop cloth as a background thus far. I think it's really important just to hang out and talk to you all. Man, check out the album. All right, that's enough. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Now we're solid. Settle down. We're solid, Vens. We're good. Okay, so now talk to me, y'all. Check out the EP if you can. Took me 4 years to do. It's titled OMG. Albums is... Chris, bro, I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that. I don't know if you're just being super sweet to me, but I really appreciate you saying that. That means the world, man. That really means the world. So, again, I'm just going to go briefly into it. Took me about 4 years to do. This song spanned throughout my entire this album spanned throughout my entire apprenticeship. It's titled OMG TPH. Those letters. Oh my God, the plumber's here. And the first song's called Oh my God, the plumber's here. And that's like my version of a club banger. We're doing World Plumbers Takeover this week on Insta. One day. Beautiful, Vens. Let me know what day that is. I'm going to check it out for sure. That's going to be fantastic for you. The second song is called Deal With It. Deal With It is kind of like, a journey into my mind about me chasing the dream at the same time as chasing plumbing, but more so chasing work and also chasing the dream. The third one is called 10S, 10N, but it actually spells out 10N, 10S. Hold on. Just trying to get my mind right and prepare myself. Got my interview this Thursday coming up for the Plumbers Union. Nervous, excited, etc. Deontay, it's okay to be nervous and excited about that. You need not worry, because if you were honest with them at first, you should be in a good setup. If they know you're green, they're hiring you because they need green people. In other words, they need people that are brand new, ready to learn the trade. Like there's a quota they got to fill. And you pass the process in order to get to the interview. So you're already in great shape. So, Deontay, keep your chin up. And whatever happens, Deontay, whatever happens, whether it works out or whether it doesn't, you walk out of there with your chin high, all right? You do your best. You be as honest as you can. And that's it, man. Just have decent etiquette, and that's it, dude. That's all you can do. And, next week, pop on here. I'm hoping to do a live stream next week as well. Let me know how it goes, and I'm excited for you. Kenny, can you sing or play a song off the EP for me and my girl? I can't sing right now, bro. I can't. You're putting me on the spot, man. Can you sing or play a song off the EP for me and my girl? Vic, I can't. I don't have anything else to play it off of, unfortunately, right here. One day I could rap for y'all, if that's what you really want. One day. Please do check it out, Vic. Please do. But like Vic, like I was saying, man, every once in a while, you got to reestablish those boundaries. Every once in a while, my wife starts with me, and she starts, she's coming at me hard, like, yo, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, wait, what about this? What about that? What about you? What about this and that? I'm checking the samples on iTunes. Nice sound. Thanks, Luigi. I appreciate that. Vens are saying to Deontay, good luck. Luigi, I appreciate you checking that out, man. So the third song is called, it's supposed to spell out tension. 10S, 10N. Tension. And it's basically a stream of consciousness. I basically sat down, I came up with this beat, and I just start writing rhymes. Yeah, 10S, 10N, exactly. And I just started writing rhymes to it. And it turned into this pumping sound. And I really, really like that, the way this song came out. And then the fourth song, Conversations with Fate, is actually a dive into a philosophical side of myself. And that song is really, really close to my heart. When I was writing that song, I was dealing with a lot of emotions during that time. It's one of my favorites because it really taps into me emotionally, sort of thing. So, peeps, if you could check it out, that'd mean the world to me. That's all. And if you like it, just share it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. I uploaded a video today about, just how big of a Hail Mary attempt doing art is sometimes. And, this is sort of that. I'm chucking that ball as far as I can, which is the analogy I used in the video. And I'm hoping somebody catches it. I'm hoping somebody goes, man, one of these tunes is hot. Anyways, either way, thank you for checking it out. Hit me up with some questions plumbing-wise. I'm interested to know what's going on. Vens, if you're still here, I got a question for you because I had a couple of comments on my last vlog, and here's what I wanted to talk about very briefly. So I piped a hot water temperature and pressure control valve with PEX. Now, the valve itself came out with a PEX MIP, and then I crimped it, I brought a 90 down, and a couple of people brought up some good points, and I think I need to change a couple of things. The first thing is, they don't think PEX is a hard pipe. And that's one thing I'm interested about. In Oregon, for example, is PEX, especially a 3/4 PEX line, which is not easy. It's not easy as much as the 1/2 inch. Is it, oh shoot, gotta go. Kids peeing in the hot tub. Go ahead, Vens, enjoy. So a couple of things, peeps, I need to let you all know about. I am inquiring into this because I need to find out if I piped it incorrectly. I'm under the impression I might have, so I appreciate everybody letting me know that I might need to change that up. So essentially, what I think is incorrect about piping with PEX, the temperature and pressure control valve, is number one, I'm not sure if PEX itself is a hard pipe. It's supposed to be a hard pipe that comes out of a water heater. And the second thing I think I'm almost positive about this is that because the PEX fittings go inside the PEX pipe, I think it reduces the diameter of the drain. And I think that's where I actually definitely violated a code, I think. So I have to go back and get that out. Nick Shane, I do crawl space restoration, but looking to switch to plumbing as a career. Nick, it's a journey. I found it's nice. Note to self. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that, Lady Moore. Really appreciate that. I do crawl space restoration. Nick, look, it ain't going to be easy work, but neither is crawl space restoration, in my opinion. So definitely give it a try. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't try it out. I mean, if it's something you're interested in, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go for it. Peeps, if you can hit that thumbs up button, that would mean the world to me. If you could check out my EP, that would mean the world to me as well. Check me out on iTunes or anywhere music streams. For you, Kenny Molotov, or just check OMG TPH. Stands for Oh My God, the Plumber's Here. OMG TPH. I appreciate the thumbs up, peeps. Really like that. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's a 15-minute album. It's not that long. It's, a decent sitting down and a lot of different sounds. So, all right, hit me up with questions about plumbing or the EP or anything for that matter. Anything you're interested in. How was your work experience with commercial work? EP is actually really good. Oh, Torakashi, thank you so much. Just the album cover needs some work. Just my 2 cents. Todakashi, I was gonna hire an artist, and I just came to realize it was out of my budget. So unfortunately, I agree with you, but that's the best I could do. And I thought it was more important to get the music out uh, rather than wait on it and wait for the money sort of thing. So we'll see. Hopefully, if this EP does well, I'll be able to actually invest in an artist next time, because there's an artist that I really, really am impressed by. And I sent him a message going, look, I'm just curious how much it would cost, and he was telling me that his sort of work costs near $1,000. And look, that's a lot of money for me to drop, you know what I mean, like at this moment. So it's something I do hope to change for the next EP, absolutely. But thank you for checking it out, and thank you for your honesty. Much love, Todakashi. And Todakashi, thank you so much for that lovely, lovely message you sent me on YouTube. That was really beautiful. I appreciate you checking me out, and I appreciate those kind words. So how was my experience with commercial work? Deontay, we've done commercial work quite a few times. We did a commercial service. Overall, we had a good time doing commercial work. It really depends on the kind of commercial work, I should say. Sometimes you got to go into a kitchen and do a drain in a kitchen. And Cameron, what's going on? I'm taking a plumbing and piping pre-apprenticeship at Okanagan College in January. How should I start prepping myself now? Cameron, give me 1 sec. Let me finish Deontay's question. So Deontay, you know, when you're doing commercial service for a restaurant, what I find is the floors are really greasy, which is why restaurant workers are mandated to wear non-slip shoes. So there's a weird texture in a kitchen on your feet when you're walking around. You feel like you're sliding around. And sometimes you have people still working in the kitchen as you're snaking the drain right in the middle of it, which is uncomfortable, but you got to do what you got to do. There are other commercial ones. What's going on, Kyle? Any experience or thoughts about heat pump electric storage type water heaters? Give me a sec, I'll let you know. I got a couple of questions, so let me just finish Deontay's and I'll go into it. Deontay, other things that we do commercially, some places are like warehouses, and they're like a commercial warehouse, which I think goes in towards industrial, and that's interesting as well. It depends on what's going on in that factory, and overall, we've had good experiences with commercial work, to be honest. I hope that answers your question, Deontay. So we have Cameron. You're asking, how should I start prepping myself now? You're taking a plumbing piping pre-apprenticeship at Okanagan College in January. So Cameron, a couple of ways you can prep for it now is, I think you should check out a bunch of plumbing YouTubers. I think I listed a bunch of names in the last Plumbstream, but just to help you out, check out Roger Wakefield, check out Chuck Barron, check out PB Plumber. Oh man, there's a couple of other really good guys as well, and I'm really sorry for not knowing all their names off by heart, but check them out, because I think it's useful to get a wide range of what plumbers are doing and just see what they're doing with their hands in a lot of the work, you know. Check out my day in the life vlogs. I have around 77 of them right now. Check those out. I go through piping and conversations of sizes, and I also go through you know, you get to see what happens with my hands, what I'm doing actually on the job site, what kind of work it is. Check out those videos. I think that's the best way to prep. The only other thing I can suggest to you, I'm not sure if you're going to be dealing with plumbing math, but I do have a plumbing math course that I offer. It's $75 regularly, and it's around 10.5 hours long. So it's quite a lengthy plumbing math course, and you could also check that out if you want. You know, that supports me and the channel, but it also supports you because it preps you for your entire apprenticeship, essentially. I go through all the math I had to do in my entire apprenticeship. So I hope that helps, Cameron. So, Luigi, how do you feel about Schluter Systems? I'm a cabinet installer. Do you have a video on this? I haven't seen anything. Luigi, Schluter, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be mistaken here, Schluter is a drainage system. Is that where it connects into a drain? Like it goes from It adapts from a drain, like a shower drain, and then you put a Schluter system on top. Because I think we were dealing with a Schluter system the other day. No problem, Cameron. So, Luigi, from what I remember, I remember the name Schluter, and I think we've used it a few times in certain systems, and we've had good experiences. I think Schluter is this large base. I think it's this large base that goes into a drain, which adapts to an actual a floor, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm talking about the same thing as you, Luigi. And if it is, if I am, we've definitely done a few of those, and they work out really nice. And I find that other general contractors really like it as well. Kyle Fogel, any experienced thoughts about heat pump electric storage type water heaters? Heat pump. So, Kyle, are you talking about the automatic, like the instant hot water heaters? I'm not sure if you are. Let me know if that's what you're talking about. If that's what you're talking about, then I can give you some insight as to what's happened on our side of things. If it's not that, can you describe it a bit better so I'll be able to answer that for you? Quicks, I'm currently looking for an apprenticeship in plumbing and heating. So excited to start my career. Quicks, best of luck. I mean, that's a very exciting time. Keep in mind, it can be one of the more frustrating times. You're going to have to start off by sending a lot of resumes, unfortunately. And the resume process, I find, for a lot of people is pretty lengthy. But once you get your foot in the door, I mean, you're off to the races, and it's going to be exciting stuff. So best of luck to you. And if you have any questions, hit me up right now. Have you ever installed liners, Die Dead? Die Dead, we have installed liners a few times. And those are stand-up showers that we typically install those in. Always ask questions and always show up with a pencil and tape measure, Chris Bro is saying to Cameron Downey. That's darn good advice right there, Chris. I agree with both of those things right there. I've never taken a piping course, which is interesting. So the course itself, does it go through theory as well? That's what I'm interested in knowing, Cameron. Let me know if you know if they're going to go through any sort of theory, or do they just go hands-on right away from day one? That's interesting. So, peeps, I'm going to still keep plugging my EP. My EP came out this morning at 12 o'clock in the morning. OMG, TPH, check it out anywhere where music is streamed. Check that out if you can. It means the world to me. If you like any of the music, like it and share it. It is EDM. Goes into the harder side of EDM, though. There's a little bit of dubstep for sure. A lot of tile setters around here use Schluter Systems. Yes, okay. They do make both drains, press slope pan systems, electric radiant. That's pretty much provided every component involving in tile and pan prep. Yes. Kyle, then I am thinking about the same thing. What we typically do is the drains. We don't touch the radiant, but we do the pre-slope pan system. I think we've done a couple of times. And for Luigi, the tilers really like them. Oh, Luigi, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. It's the orange surface material. Luigi, every time I've worked with our general contractors, they really like the system. And for us plumbers, it's not a difficult transition, I've found. So Kyle, if you can second that for me, what did you find about the Schluter stuff? Because we found it pretty easy to install. They pretty much provide every component involved in tile and pan prep. Do you remember what the 4-year apprenticeship contains? What I would be doing each year? Examples of what I would be doing. So a couple of things for you. It's a 5-year apprenticeship here in Ontario, Canada. I will break it down for you, though. In your first year of in-class sessions, you're going to be learning the basics of plumbing, which means you're going to learn about venting, you're going to learn about drainage, you're going to learn about potable water, etc. Second year, it goes into more complex theories like circuit venting, yoke vents, and the such. And then the third year goes into advanced plumbing, which talks about, you run into some heating stuff. You also go into septic systems. You go into you start talking about pumps and stuff like that. So it goes into advanced stuff like that as well. That is the progression of school. The higher end homes usually are asking for water management systems, Schluter, Wedi, etc. Interesting, Luigi. Oh, Luigi, again, man, I really appreciate you checking out the EP and purchasing it. That means the world to me. That means the world to me. So, peeps, if you could check it out, if you want to check it out, if you're into EDM, you're looking at, I think it's $3.99 for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, check out Kenny Molotov anywhere music is streamed. Luigi, look, like I said, we did the pans that Kyle was talking about, and they were typically really good. Especially the tilers found them to be fantastic, and I found that with this one contractor that we typically work with, we do the plumbing for them. They tend to go back to the Schluter because they enjoy how kind of convenient the Schluter system is. So I hope that helps you. Quicks, I hope that answered your question. Kyle, all right, hold on. Kyle, the heat pump water heaters I mentioned are essentially electric storage type 40-gallon heaters with a heat pump on top. I don't know much more about them. They seem to be making a buzz in the market. Kyle, I don't think we've touched any of those with a heat pump on the top. We only do I guess, the regular electric hot water tanks where you just have your cold in and your hot out, but no pump. Basically, I think it's got its anode on the inside and whatnot, but you know. So Kyle, I'm not sure I can answer that question for you. I don't think we've touched it, unfortunately. But let me know if you have touched it. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are. Quicks is saying, for us in the UK, it's 1 day a week in college and the rest in a training center. How would that work with only 1 day a week at college? Quicks, I'm not sure how that would work, to be honest. The way it is for us here in Ontario, Canada, is we go to school 2 months at a time. So it's an 8-week program for basic, then you go to intermediate, which is another 8 weeks, then you go to advanced, which is another 8 weeks. So overall, you spend 6 months in school, but spread out between 6 years, basically. And within schooling, we do a couple of projects that are hands-on. In the first year, we put together a small little vanity. Actually, I think we did a bathroom group. So we did a water closet, we did a vanity, and I think we had, or it might have been a powder room. I don't remember a shower drain. Anyways, we did that. We roughed that in, and downstairs we also put in a hot water tank, and we piped it all, and we also had to test it. So we did a water test. We filled up all the drains with water. The second year we did a circuit vent. Yeah, we did a circuit vent the second year, circuit vented system. And then the third year, our final year, we didn't actually have a hands-on element. It was purely in class. So I'm not sure. For us, it was combined. Chris, I went to school for high school at vocational school. So we had 6 days in academic and 6 days in shop doing projects, but we learned in our related class. I'm not sure if it's the same where you're from. Chris, I think you're talking to Quicks right now. I assume so. It was not like that for me, for sure. I didn't go to a vocational school, though. I should probably stipulate that. I'm not sure if we have vocational schools because I don't know much about vocational schools, but that's a really interesting system. I remember in high school we had shop class. I never signed up for shop class. I never went to shop class. I didn't even know what it was like to be in shop class, but people came out with bird, what do you call them, bird houses, and they were really cool. They were doing some really cool projects, so it was kind of awesome. I don't know if I went back to high school, I might actually go into a shop. You know, the truth is I did a lot of visual arts in my first couple of years. Always have been into art, and then I did. Anytime I could put phys ed in there, I did phys ed because I was a phys ed junkie. How difficult would you say it is to learn plumbing and heating? How hard is the theory? So Quicks, I can only tell you the plumbing side. I haven't done heating. We learn only a very little amount because heating is a separate trade here in Ontario. I think in England, I think that's where you're from. I think that's what you said. You're from the UK, I should say. I think it might be one and the same. A lot of UK plumbers that I watch on YouTube or on Instagram, they tend to do both. let me tell you just the plumbing side. The plumbing side can get really complicated, which is really interesting because there are so many varieties of plumbing you could go into. You could go into rural plumbing where you're talking about septic systems. And then you can go into industrial. You can also go into like, you can start doing things like circuit venting. And these are complex systems. And you really got to be meticulous with your numbers. And you also got to be meticulous with the variables, right? So it can get really difficult at times. I ain't gonna lie. I remember circuit venting was a little bit of a difficult subject, for sure. The plumbing math gets a little bit complicated, but it is not. It's pretty accessible, in other words. So I don't think it'll totally destroy you, but it'll make you scratch your head a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you go, what's going on here? And then if you get into backflow was a little bit of a process to understand. But Chris, just have faith, friend. You're going to do fine. Or Quicks, have faith. I think you're going to do fine. If you're this eager to learn, I think that drive shows that you'll do whatever it takes to learn what you need to learn. So keep it up. Keep it up. What do we got here? Let me see. Okay, kind of random, but have you ever tried mountain biking? Let's talk about that. Freaking fun, man. Been doing it all my life. I get out with other subs and GCs every Tuesday and Thursday. It really helps grow job site relations. That is so cool. Kyle, I love this tangent. I've done mountain biking like legitimately once. Like my dad, so there's a ski resort right around here actually, where I'm living now. And my dad one day bought this awesome mountain bike, and he's like, you know what we should do? We should just hit up some slopes. Bick Mitchum, what's going on? No problem. And Kyle, so we went and dude, it was a lot of fun actually, man, hitting those hills. But you ever watch that stuff where these mountain bikers are like dead in the woods, like legit inside the woods, and they're going through these like these bridges, and dude, and then you have those mountain bikers that have those awesome brakes where you can actually jump from a lower level to a higher level, like they do this bunny hop all the way up, man. That stuff's next level, Kyle. I want to know if you're doing that, and if you are, I need to see some of that. So Chris, always ask questions. Always remember there's no such thing as a bad question. Always take notes. Chris is killing it with the good advice today, man. Like working with my hands, seems like a very rewarding job. Thoughts? Quicks, it is. If you like working with your hands, then it is absolutely a very rewarding job. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing a project come to fruition and knowing that it was your labor and your hands and your skill that got you to do that project. There's nothing more satisfying than that. Bick Mitchum, what's up, Kenny? Really appreciate you taking the time to answer questions. Bick Mitchum, first of all, here's what I got to say. The last conversation you and I had, you were talking about, you know, some of the hardest parts of the trade. And I couldn't tell if you were, I'm just going to say it, I couldn't tell if you were trolling or if it was a real question. And I decided to answer it like a real question. And what you were essentially were asking was, why would I go into a trade where there's so many difficulties that lie in hand, which include like you're wearing your body down, which include you're working with unsafe materials, which include it taking many years for you to finally get to the wage that you wanted to get to. And I think those were all valuable questions and valuable conversations. So I decided to treat it as a real question rather than me thinking that it was trolling. So I'm glad you asked that question, and I'm glad it helped. And the answer I essentially gave Bick, which is it was this, and I just want to bring this out to the community. You know, for the majority of us that get into the trade, we do it because we love certain aspects or a lot of aspects of it. So that love translates into a different thing. And I got to be honest, when I first got into the trade, the love wasn't there for me. So when you asked your question and I heard the frustration that was within those words, I was sort of reliving my first couple of years of the apprenticeship, which was, man, why am I killing myself? It wasn't until my third or fourth year that I realized how much fun it is to assemble and to install and to fix and to replace and to rough in. It took years for me to finally get there. It was an acquired taste for me. But once I caught the bug, man, I came to realize that there are people that walk into this trade with that love already in hand. So in other words, yes, sure, they're wearing down their body, but they're wearing down their body in a way they decided to, in a way that is fun for them. You know, when somebody sits at a computer for 8 to 12 hours a day, they're wearing down their body, for sure. A lot of those individuals come down with neck issues, back issues, etc., because it's not natural to sit at a computer for 8 to 12 hours, but that's part of the gig, and they decided to do it that way. Plumbers, electricians, tradespersons, they decided to work their body in a way that makes them enjoy it. So they enjoy sweating, and that's why they get to work like that. And they enjoy the trade, so they make sure that they're up to par with their first aid, up to par with their understanding, with like safety with asbestos, fire safety, etc., harnesses, etc. So it's something that came with time for me. Thank you, Luigi, bro. Bro, that's that's very sweet, man. Luigi, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Luigi's listening to my EP. Check the guy's music. Luigi, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me, man. It was a hard project. Peeps, for those of you that don't know, my EP just dropped this morning. It's a 4-song EP. Oh, Venz, you guys are too sweet, man. Too sweet. Thank you so much, Venz. I appreciate you. It means the world to me for the support. Thank you so much. So, anyways, anywhere you stream music, you can find my EP there. Just check out Kenny Molotov, or the album is called OMG TPH, which is Oh My God, the Plumber's Here. Check it out. It goes through a bunch of different things. It's on the harder side of EDM, so it's got a little bit of dubstep to it, but everything there has been written, composed, mixed, and mastered by me. So all the praise and all the lack of praise or the criticism, that's all on me. So anyways, it means the world that you're checking out. Kyle, you asked a question. So what are the tests for the theory? Quick, sorry, Kyle, I'll get to you in a second. So quicks, the tests were weekly for us. Every Friday we would have a test on the week's theory. So every week we'd get theory Monday to Thursday, and then we'd crank out a test on Friday. The tests were kind of demanding. Venz, my dad I haven't shown him the whole album, but he's always really interested in that side of me. I think on the one hand, he doesn't understand my interest in music. He's really inclined in the trade. So when he sees me chasing other things, he's thinking to himself, why? Just do plumbing, you know? And the other side of him is going, wow, like this actually sounds all right. And it meant the world to me. One day we're sitting down, I played a song for him the day before, and it really kind of hit him hard. And we sit down the following day. He goes, Ken, get your phone. I want you to show your sister and your nephews this song. I go, no, not now. He goes, get your phone. And that meant the world to me, because I think it really kind of made him go, whoa, there's something really going on here. Man, okay, so quicks every Friday was the tests. Kyle, before you became a plumber, were you mechanically inclined, fixing cars and devices? Everyone here asking open-ended questions about the trades should first evaluate their mechanical curiosity. Kyle, the mechanical curiosity I ever had was only like a physical, was like an athletic mechanical. I was never mechanically inclined, in the sense I was never interested in going into doing body work or into doing mechanic work or into plumbing or anything. I wasn't interested in that at all. What I definitely was interested in was mechanical work in the sense of working with my body for sports. So I was sports inclined, but I wasn't really trade inclined. And that was, I think that was interesting for me because all of a sudden I'm being thrust into an area of life. I was thrust into an area of life where I both understood my body because I've been an athlete for such a long time. And at the same time, I was doing stuff where I was like, man, my hands are just not listening to me. What the heck's going on? I've never had this problem. So it was really interesting to relearn my body in an entirely different way. Kyle, fantastic question. Thank you for that. And yeah, I've never looked at it as mechanical curiosity, and that's what's really interesting. Kyle, thanks for that. So, Bick Mitchum, thanks, Ken. Was frustrated that day and had a few drinks that night. Had to remind myself I'm there for the experience. Sometimes it feels like taking advantage of, but any experience is good. Bick Mitchum, listen, I remember my first couple of years of my apprenticeship were really difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, at the same time, I'm working with my father, and my father. So how do I put this? You know, my father's been a fantastic father, and for the first time ever, I stepped into the truck, and all of a sudden, he was a manager, he was a boss. That dynamic was really difficult to kind of come to terms with, first of all. And even though he was my father, he was really hard on me on the job site, which unfortunately is needed. Sometimes you need to be checked, you need to be put in place, and I definitely need to be put in place a couple of times. So here's what I want to just say to you, Bick Mitchum. A lot of people have that experience. Cutting your teeth is a very difficult process, and sometimes you feel like you're losing and you're walking down a road that's just going uphill the entire time. I remember there were a couple of days, man, where I'm sitting in the truck with Dad. We just got into a filthy argument. Something just, we just went off on each other. And I'm sitting at the red light going, man, I should just pop out of this truck right now and walk home and just never come into the truck again. You know, and I bit my tongue for years, I stopped myself from doing that for years because I knew, Donnie, I knew that it wasn't the right process. I knew that it took these terrible times to get to where I am today, which is I'm able to rough in things by myself. I'm also able to go and do service calls by myself and complex things by myself. And it's a blessing to be here, but it took a lot. It took a lot of arguments as well, you know, to figure things out. And it took a lot of this. I had to work on this every day. You know, that big muscle between your eyes or your ears, man, you got to just keep, exactly like the Vens are saying, keep your head up. It's going to be worth it. It will be worth it. At one day, you're going to be making a wage you're super happy about that's going to be putting food on the table, and you're going to be super skilled that everybody needs. Everybody needs those skills. So keep your head up. Keep your chin up. Luigi's dad was a nuclear engineer, and he was always right. LOL. Oh, Luigi. Dude, I hear you, man. Maybe that's just dads, though, because a lot of dads are like that. But Luigi, I imagine your dad was just like that. Emma wasn't mechanically inclined, and she is doing great. Dude, every time I see Emma's Instagram, man, she's working hard, man. Her sleeves are rolled up, and I saw that how hard she was working on that main line. That girl's kicking ass and taking names, man. So just send my love to Emma and let her know that I'm in her corner. I have faith in her, man. I'm cheering her on. What are some of the paths could the apprenticeship lead to? What are the options for after the apprenticeship? So, quicks. After the apprenticeship, you go into licensing. Once you get licensed, you got a couple of places you can go with it. Number one, you could become a journey person. You get licensed as a journey person, you can just continue doing work as a journey person. If you get your master's license, you could start thinking about opening up a business. If you get your backflow technician's license, that means you could start working on backflow preventers. If you wanted to go into rural plumbing here in Ontario, there's an entirely different license for wells and septic systems you have to go through. You can go and do that. If you wanted to go into water treatment, you can start working at a water treatment plant. If you wanted to do a water softening, there's water softening technology that you can become well acquainted with. There's so many things you can do, and then you could just become a project manager, or a foreman or whatever. And you can go into teaching as well. There's so many places to go quick, so I hope that helps. Chris Bro just answered that question I just answered. Donnie, what's up, baby? I hope you're doing well. Nuclear Engineer by Luigi. Ven says, yep, just starting 4 years. Inspector is also a path. That's right, Ven. Sorry, thank you. What are you talking about right now, Bick Mitchum? Donnie, Bick Mitchum was just describing how difficult he was finding it these past little while, and just how hard he's finding it. Tough first year of apprenticeship. Donnie, let Bick know how hard your first company you work with was, man. So Bick, Donnie, I'm not gonna give details, but Donnie ran into a company that was really just not treating him well, and Donnie eventually had to say, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel because these people are not gonna help me grow, and he had to do that because there's just such a toxic environment, man. And Donnie now is doing something, I think, with another company, and he's much happier. So keep that in mind. You don't have to. If there's abuse going on, you got to be able to distinguish hard times and abuse, right? Not all hard times are abuse, but all abuse is a hard time. You know what I'm saying? So there's a fine line between them. So, Bick, I hope you're not going through an abusive situation or a toxic situation, but you should know that not all really difficult situations are toxic. So, you need to evaluate that for sure. Deontay says, yeah, it'll be worth it. Always try and carry on Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality in my life, which is work hard and put your mind to it. Sometimes it's not easy, but put one foot in front of the other. Deontay, exactly. That's why he was a legend, man. That's why he was a legend, man. What a sad situation that happened. Was that 2019? Or was it 2020? Oh, what a sad, yeah, it was 2019, I think. Sad situation, but great basketball player, great entrepreneur, great all-around guy, man. And great words right there. Thanks, Deontay. Thanks for letting us know. My goal is to get into plumbing apprentice program when I come back from the military and work my way up to start my own plumbing business. Chris, it's a solid thing. Chris, if you go into the military, I think the military offers opportunities to become a plumber there, by the way. I know a military plumber, actually, and just, check that out. That might be interesting if you can actually melt the two together or marry them. That would be really cool. I heard you don't need, I got a low power on my phone, so peeps, we're going to have to do this. 8 minutes left, okay? Hit me up with questions. I heard you don't need masters for own business. So Donnie, to be honest, I don't know if that's changed. I know my dad had to get his master's to own a business, but I'm not sure. I've been in home rental 15 years, Luigi is saying. I think plumbers have the best money to time ratio. Thoughts and comments? Luigi, I don't know, to be honest. I think once you get really good, things move really fast. Some plumbers are exceptionally gifted at their jobs. I know there's a contractor we work with that keeps talking to me about this one plumber he knows that can rough in 2 houses, brand new houses in a day. And that's exceptionally fast. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's rare, though. I think it's rare. I don't know if it's common, I should say. So I find that in regards to service, the hours for service can be punishing from time to time. Like a couple of weeks in a row, I've been coming home really late just because we're bouncing between service and also doing rough-ins. So sometimes it's good. If you have the person power, it's much faster. Donnie goes, explain for me, Kenny. So Donnie, basically Mitchum was saying, he was basically asking, is it really worth all this time and effort to uh, put your body under so much stress, always be kind of wearing your body down, having to deal with situations where you might be exposed to asbestos and fire, etc. Um, and just, like Bick Mitchum was having a hard time seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, in other words. And I basically told Bick Mitchum, for me especially, myself, it took a while to fall in love with the trade. But once you fall in love with the trade, you start to realize, okay, there's a lot of value to doing this. There's a lot of great work out there to be done. And once you fall in love, things like learning about asbestos and fire safety, that becomes kind of more natural, and you're more inclined to do that. And you know, love is a big deal. That's what I was basically telling him, Donnie. I hope that if that's what you were asking me, that's what I said. Great ideas, Chris from Ven. Is there anything I could do now / work on to make sure I'm really prepared for my apprenticeship? Come straight out of college and don't have any work experience, so it'll probably be quite a shock. Quicks, I think what you're doing in the meantime is the right thing. So check out plumbing YouTubers, find out what they do for work. Check out my vlogs. Check out my plumbing math courses. That if that's something you need help on. In the U.S., as a journeyman, you can run your own business. Yeah, that's right. It depends on state to state, Chris. I think it comes down to the codes and also the rules in the state that you live in. From what I understand, certain states don't have a plumbing license. You just have to take a sort of like a contractor's course. But in other states, you have an apprenticeship, so that's something. Kyle says, when I started out, I enjoyed the hands-on part of installing waste and water systems in remodels most. Now I prefer engineering and designing the system. What do you enjoy most about the trade? Kyle, for me, I actually really enjoy the rough-in stage. So the engineering part is what I lean towards because our roots as a company are in service. So with service, I spent the last 6 7 years learning service, and I'm really proud of how far I've come, and I feel really capable in the service side. So when I do rough-ins, all of a sudden I'm working out a different part of my plumbing mind, where it's like I get mentally stimulated and I get excited and I sit down and I work it out, and that for me is also a lot of fun. So that's where if I could choose, whenever there's a rough-in that Dad gets, I usually try to go, okay, you go do service, I'll go do the rough-in sort of thing. 3 more minutes, peeps, and then I gotta take a break. I'm heading out, just gonna enjoy the rest of my weekend. Donnie says mine was toxic, but I got bullied and they tried to send me to rough-in jobs on my own. Yeah, so Luigi, oh no, who were we talking to? We were talking to Bick Mitchum. So Donnie, I am super happy that you got out of that situation. I'm super happy you reached out, man. That was a gong show, man. People sending first-year apprentices to go do rough-ins, something's wrong there. Like, where's the responsibility on the company's part? Yes, I'm the contractor and I have to hire a plumber in Oregon, so technically I'm Ryan's boss. Gotcha. Ven says, yes, that's how it is here. Ven goes, sorry, Donnie, that sucks. Yeah, Ven's, Donnie's in a much better place now. They're probably cookie cutter homes where they're all the same layouts. Donnie, that's true. That's true. Oh, Ven says that. That's what it is there. Luigi, I'm 41, live in Toronto. You think it's too late to think of being a plumber? And Luigi, it's never too late to think of being a plumber. If you're physically capable of doing the work and you have genuine interest in it, chase it, friend. Chase it. Chase your dreams. Go. You have my blessings. Quicks, are you planning on streaming more? Definitely love to stop by as much as I can. Quicks, every Saturday around the same time, I basically put on the live stream. Chris Bro, all right, guys, I'm heading out this night, guys, and check out the guy's Fire EP. It's worth it. Trust me. Stay safe, guys. See y'all next time. Chris Bro, I appreciate that, peeps. I'm just going to tell you all one last time. My EP went live this morning. If you go anywhere where you can stream, enjoy your weekend, guys. Anywhere you can stream music, you can check out my EP. It's called OMG TPH, or just type in Kenny Molotov. You'll see me there with a mask. And that is... Really appreciate it, guys. Live stream. Thanks, y'all, and thanks, Kenny. Thank you, Bick Mitchum. Feel better, man. Thanks for all the information and sharing your experiences. Enjoy the long weekend. TV Junkie, thank you, and thank you for checking out my videos just recently. Appreciate the love and support. Enjoy your weekend, Kyle. Stay safe. Vince, take it easy. Nice, big tunes. Really appreciate it, Luigi. TV Junkies 45, Luigi, getting into it as well. So keep your heads up, peeps. Don't let age stop you. That's the last of it. And I'll see you plumbers very soon. Kenny Molotov, guys. Peace, baby. Ciao.